From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Saturday, October 10th, 2015. Silver is trading at $15.85 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,156 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $248. Antiwar.com reports in a move that officials said was likely coming weeks ago, the Pentagon on Friday announced that it is formally ending the $500 million Train and Equip program, which was meant to create a new pro-U.S. rebel faction dubbed the New Syrian Forces. The program was a disastrous failure with two classes of rebels sent into Syria, numbering around 125 in all, and they accomplished nothing. The first class of 54 people was quickly routed by Al-Qaeda. Incredibly, that was probably less of a failure than the second class, which saw roughly 70 fighters show up in Syria from Turkey and more or less immediately give all their U.S.-made weapons and vehicles to Al-Qaeda. Adding to the confusion about U.S.-trained rebels, the Pentagon insisted they never trained the second-class leader. When Congress initially funded the program, there was talk of creating a force of tens of thousands of fighters that would eventually take all of Syria. They kept lowering projections, and eventually 20,000 troops in the first year became a goal of 500 troops in 2 years. They didn't even make that goal, however, and they finally decided to just give up instead of lowering the figure yet again. Defense Secretary Ash Carter appeared reluctant in totally admitting failure, however, saying the U.S. is still committed to training Syrian rebels. They're just not saying how or making any specific plans right now.
For over 35 years, Robertson Roberts has been a trusted source for buying and selling your investment-grade precious metals. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently removed the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Robertson Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 850-478-5270 or online at rrbi.co.
UPI reports as the race to replace U.S. House Speaker John Boehner evolves, potential successors seem to be coming and going with some regularity. On Friday, a California lawmaker says he may toss his hat into the ring. Representative Darrell Issa indicated that he may run for the House leadership post in a pair of interviews on Friday on MSNBC and CNBC. Several prominent Republicans have either announced their intentions to run for Boehner's post or indicated they are considering a run. Others, like previous frontrunner Kevin McCarthy, are no longer in the race. Wisconsin Representative Paul Ryan has since emerged as a favorite among the GOP ranks. Representative Jason Chaffetz, the chair of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, has also expressed interest in running, but Issa said the Utah Republican simply does not have enough support to mount a serious campaign. Boehner announced his resignation from Congress last month, saying he remained in the post about a year longer than he originally intended. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans are friends, allies, and numerous supporters. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. That's FANS.fppradio.com. Reuters reports about 4 miles from the world's largest Christopher Columbus parade in Midtown Manhattan on Monday, hundreds of Native Americans and their supporters will hold a sunrise prayer circle to honor ancestors who were slain or driven from their land. The ceremony will be the final day of a weekend powwow on Randall's Island in New York's East River, an event that features traditional dancing, storytelling, and art. The Red Hawk Native American Arts Council powwow is both a celebration of Native American culture and an unmistakable counterpoint to the parade, which many detractors say honors a man who symbolizes centuries of oppression of Aboriginal people by Europeans. The powwow has been held for the past 20 years, but never on Columbus Day. It is part of a drive by Native Americans and their supporters throughout the country who are trying to rebrand Columbus Day as a holiday that honors indigenous people rather than European conquerors. In 1992, Berkeley, California was the first U.S. city to drop Columbus Day, replacing it with Indigenous Peoples Day. Last year, Minneapolis and Seattle both designated the second Monday of October as Indigenous Peoples Day. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.